Hey guys, it's Final Master Link, and this is going to be one of those videos I didn't think I'd be doing, honestly, but in the light of recent news regarding Breath of the Wild, I think it's something to address, and I just wanted to give my thoughts on it overall. So the game itself, I think looks good. Seems to go into sort of a Skyrim, Fallout sort of feeling, big open world, you can pretty kind of do whatever the fuck you want, although there are some objectives you can fulfill. And while I do think those games are good, I do think they're a bit too expansive. I think there is such a thing as having a too big of a world. Like, I think Grand Theft Auto typically finds the right balance between small and big. And I think the Batman Arkham games go a little bit too big. Well, Arkham Asylum I thought was maybe like a little bit on the on the smaller end. I still think it succeeded in what it did, space wise. So that's kind of my thoughts on the actual game. I think it'll be good. I look forward to it coming out in like a week or so. I'm not getting a Switch for it. That I don't see the purpose of that. I'm getting it on the Wii U, which is what it should have been on in the first place, as opposed to the Wii U getting a port of a port, which was Twilight Princess, and getting a port from Wind Waker. It should have had its own Zelda game from the get-go. But going on to this topic, it was recently announced that the Breath of the Wild is getting an expansion pass, which why they called it that, I'm not quite sure, because in detail it is in fact a season pass, which has me a bit concerned because I think that's one of the things that kills the industry. So let's see what exactly this is all about. So what this is it costs $20, and from the get-go, just by getting it day one, you can get 3 new treasure chests, which are found on the Great Plateau. They contain useful items and includes an exclusive in-game clothing. For the DLC Pack 1, which comes this summer, it adds a new Cave of Trials challenge and a new hard mode, and an additional map feature. And so the DLC Pack 2, which comes out holiday, so around Christmas time, it has a new original story, a new dungeon, and additional challenges. So the first thing I'm a bit skeptical about is how much of this is actually still on paper. Now, it says they're going to release it in the summer or holiday, but we don't actually know the development of this. We don't know how much time has been put into it as they were developing the main game. We don't know if this is just on paper, if it's half-assed right now, still in the works, or if it's ready, they're just holding off on it. Now, I'd be willing to bet the expansion pass bonus is in fact in the game's code, as it's being shipped to stores right now like Best Buy and Walmart, GameStop, what have you. So I would say that I don't know why they're doing that, to just basically, to me it seems like a day one bonus or something, which I think those are fucking retarded, quite honestly. I bought Final Fantasy 15 like a month afterward, and I still got the day one version, and I bought it for like $35 because it was on sale at Best Buy at the time. And strangely, the day one stuff, it isn't even that good. Like, I noticed that when I got the sword, it's not that much powerful, and you already get a better weapon just like playing 5 hours into the game. So it's like, what's the fucking point? Same can be said from when I played Dragon Quest Heroes. I got the day one version of that, and that game cost me $10 brand new. Um, it's like, what the fuck? This shit has to end. It's fucking day one bullshit. I hate it. It's fucking dumb. But anyways, yeah, I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be on the disc from the get-go. I mean, it's not a huge deal. I mean, 3 treasure chests, in-game clothing. I'm guessing that's just kind of like an alternate outfit. Like, I don't know, maybe he'll wear the outfit Link wore in Twilight Princess. Who knows? Something like that. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but I think it should be in the game regardless, because that's what they spent the development time to make, so it should be in there. But that's my 2 cents on that. As for the DLC Pack 1, a Cave of Trials challenge. I'm not completely familiar with the Cave of Trials. I'm assuming it works like the Cave of Ordeals in past Zelda games. Mainly the one in Twilight Princess, and I believe there was one in Wind Waker, if I remember right, or something like that. So I still don't know what exactly it's about. I don't know what this challenge is. Maybe it's like a time trial. Maybe it's just like the enemies have more defenses. They have more HP. Who knows what that could be? So that's kind of up in the air. As for the hard mode, I am a bit concerned about that. How difficult is it to program a hard mode into a game? I don't think it's let's be honest, it doesn't take 3 or 4 months when it's summer to make a hard mode. That it doesn't take that long. All you do is go into the game's code and you mess with the parameters, like for like heart spawns or damage calculations. All you do is just tweak it. It's not that hard to do it. And I think that's bullshit how they're locking that into a DLC pack. I just think that's retarded. I thought it was dumb when Mega Man did it. I think to get hard mode in Mega Man 9, you had to pay like $2 or something like that. It's fucking stupid, honestly. You should never have to pay for a harder difficulty in any game. And as for the additional map feature, I'm not even quite sure what that means either. I mean, I guess it would just be like a tool to assist you on the map. I don't know. I don't really see how that's... It doesn't really seem like content per se, or if it is, it just barely qualifies as new content. We don't know so much information about it. Now, the DLC Pack 2, it says a new original story, a new dungeon, and additional challenges. Again, I don't know what the challenges is, but new original story and new dungeon, that sounds interesting. Although we don't know what length or what depth or even the description. We don't know what the story is going to be about. We don't know the theme of the dungeon that's going to happen. We don't know how long it's going to be for each piece of content to be. Maybe you'll play a Zelda or something. I don't know. Maybe the dungeon will be, I don't know, somewhere from Skyloft, because I think this is technically a sequel to Skyward Sword or something like that. I don't know what to say about that, but I'm going to be keeping an eye. But this is why I don't pre-order at all, unless I'm getting like an actual physical object. Like, for example, I pre-ordered Skyward Sword, and the only reason I did that was so I could get the gold Wiimote, because I did not have the what do they call it? The Motion Plus attachment. I did not have that, so in order to save myself a little bit of money, I believe it was $70, and all new Wii games back then were $50, as opposed to like 360 and PS3, which were $60. So, my mentality was, I'll save a little bit of money and I get a controller to play with it. So that's why I got it. I actually got a physical object with it. So that was my justification for the last game pre-ordering. And for this one, I have seen some of the features that the Switch Collector's Edition of this game will have, and it doesn't look too impressive. Like the statue, honestly, it looks really cheap to me. It just looks like some plastic amiibo shit, honestly. And regardless, anyway, like if they had a Wii version, maybe I'd consider it. But it's only for the Switch is what they're making the Collector's Edition for. So, and I'm not getting the Switch, so I just, doesn't really appeal to me. I'm just gonna get the Wii U version to play the fucking thing. So that's that. I will be keeping an eye on this, though. I don't know, maybe it's worth $20, maybe not. I would rather have more information before noting about this, but what I want to say otherwise is DLC is not like the root of all evil. It's just the execution of it. It seems to be bad, like locking characters away, such as from Mortal Kombat 10, locking away Goro if you didn't pre-order. Even though he was clearly in the fucking game, he was programmed and all that shit. He was good to go, but they locked him away. as a pre-order bonus, which isn't really a bonus. This fucking shit is just annoying, and it really is. In Mario Kart 8, I remember that they had like an $8 DLC. Like you got 3 characters to play as. One of them was Link. I forget the other two, honestly. I think one was like Tanuki Mario or something, and one was Toad, something like that. And I know it came with I want to say 8 tracks, and I think it also came with 4 new carts. That's a good amount of content for $8. I would, if I was interested in that, I could justify that because the game is complete on its own merits. I know because I bought it for my sister a couple years ago. So it's a good game by itself. And if you want to add on additional content, as long as it doesn't take away from the original and the price is reasonable, then I don't see any reason why they shouldn't do it. So I can see why a lot of fanboys would be pissed off about this sort of thing and just decided to cancel their pre-order for the game, which they shouldn't have pre-ordered anyways. But anyways, I've even heard some people have decided to cancel their pre-order for the Switch, which it seems a little bit jumping the gun. I mean, I understand you're pissed off, but as far as I know, these things are selling out fast. I'm not worried at all. I don't plan on getting one for at least a year. I never get a new console, in the first year it comes out. Just not enough games and it's too expensive. That's all the justification I need, really. Because this is the only game anyone's going to give a damn about until... Oh, I think there's... I think Mario Odyssey is coming in the fall, if I remember right. Like, that's the only big ticket item. And I think Splatoon 2 might appear this year, but don't quote me on that. I've just heard things and from like Nintendo's Treehouse event and all that shit. But this is going to be the only ticket item for the Switch at the moment, and it's probably after that, people are going to be like, oh, what else is there? What else is there? So there's no point in really getting a Switch just for this game if you have a Wii U, unless you're just, I don't know, balls deep in some Zelda, which I mean I kind of am, but I mean I have most of the games. I even have the NES ones like right next to me, like the gold carts, I'm a big Zelda fan, but I'm still kind of skeptical about this. We don't really know a whole lot to justify if this is good or if this is bad. As it stands, I don't know, I think $20 sounds like a bit much due to what we know already. Although it certainly it is kind of shady where they, as opposed to a couple of years ago saying, oh, there's going to be DLC, they just now decided to do this when it's coming out in like 3 weeks. It seems kind of shady because everyone already put in their pre-orders for this fucking game, and I don't even bother because I'm probably going to wait for some reviews to see how the game actually is before I make my purchase because I like to be smarter with my money. And, and even if I wanted to buy it day one, I'm sure I could find a copy. This game is gonna sell like fucking hotcakes, and Nintendo knows it. They fucking know. This is their, this is as big as Mario games pretty much in terms of their exclusive lineup. And I'm not quite sure what else I could say about this. I basically just have mixed reviews. I'm not completely pissed off. I mean, they can do it right. They can fuck up. Mario Kart 8, I thought did it well. I think Super Smash Brothers, the way they handled the additional characters, I think they're like $4 extra, and they added so many characters from so many different third parties, such as Bayonetta. They added Ryu. They added Cloud Strife. Who else did they add? I'm trying to think the most recent one. I think they wanted to add Simon Belmont, actually, but I don't think that actually went through. It's up to like a voting, but like that's how you keep a game going. That's how you do DLC right. I think that's a great thing to do to add additional content to a game while still being ethically right about it. And I think one of the main reasons why they're sort of jumping on this bandwagon is because of their shareholders, people who invested in their company. They're pushing them to milk more money because that's what it is. It's all about their bottom line. They have to pay their investors. They have to pay whoever is holding shares in their company. they have to pay them back somehow, and unfortunately this is one of the easier ways to do it as opposed to charging, say, $80-$90 for the base game, which there's no way in fuck I would do. As good as the game is, I'm not going to pay $80 for this thing. You'd have to be out of your fucking mind, honestly. I would just wait for deals. I'd wait for sales because they do happen if you wait long enough. And honestly, I could get it immediately 20% off with Gamers Club Unlocked at Best Buy. That's probably how I'm going to get the game, actually. So, that's pretty much all I have to say about this. Just, we'll see what happens. I might do a follow-up for this when the game actually comes out and I played it for a bit, and maybe about a month or so. Might wait like 4 or 5 days to see some reviews that aren't biased, which I know that's hard to find nowadays, but you know, if you know where to look, you'll be able to come to a good decision. So this video has gone on way too long, especially with this damn picture here. I couldn't find anything else because I was afraid of being flagged, by Nintendo because they don't like that bullshit. But that's all for now. I'll see you guys later.